How's it going, guys? Well, with E3 around the corner, I decided I want to talk about E3 a little bit before the event actually happens. Okay, this video I'm going to dedicate it to Microsoft because I will admit their E3 conference is the one I'm the most curious about, and I'm going to explain why. Let's be honest. Microsoft's exclusives are very minimum. They don't have much, and while some are good, but a lot are iffy at best, and with the cancellation of games like Scalebound, which I was really looking forward to, there just isn't much reason for me to get an Xbox One at this point. I mean, okay, I'm gonna name the games on my hand, okay, maybe a little bit more than one hand, that I'd actually want to get for the Xbox One. Crimson Dragon, though I heard that one is 50-50, though I would only get it if it gets a physical release. Ori and the Blind Forest, which I heard is a phenomenal game, and it looks great from what I've seen. Sunset Overdrive, which I heard is great, and it looks fun. Cuphead, which isn't even out yet, if it gets a physical release, because that does look good. Killer Instinct Definitive Edition, because that looks like a pretty solid fighting game, and because it got a physical release. And I'm trying to think of the other one. Okay, Sin Mora X is getting a physical release on Xbox One, but it's also getting it on PlayStation 4 and on Switch, but I am planning on buying all three versions because I really want to support that game. But that is an exception, I don't usually do that. But you guys can see my point. Oh yeah, Rare Replay, sorry, I forgot about that. So there's maybe 7, maybe 8 titles, give or take. So there's just not a lot for me at this point in terms of games that I really want for the system. I mean, Scalebound really was the one that caught my eye, and I admit, I'm excited for Cuphead. It looks great. I really wanted to get Raiden 5, but I just found out that's coming to PlayStation 4 enhanced and better, so there goes an exclusive for me for the Xbox One. I can just get it on the PlayStation 4 instead. At this point, Microsoft has got to nail their E3 presentation with games. I know they have to reveal Scorpio, and I'm sure it's going to be good. The system sounds strong, but it's the games. They need games like last year. They need 100 games at this point. Like, they need tons and tons of exclusives, and they need to be good. And that's really their problem right now. I mean, Sea of Thieves, that's looking promising, but it looks like it's mostly an online game, even though I heard there is single player, but I think you still need an internet connection. And you have to pay for Xbox Live, of course, to play online, so that one's iffy to me. I never tried State of Decay, though I heard it's an okay game, and the second one is looking better. So that could be one. Crackdown 3 does look interesting, but I've never tried Crackdown, so I may like it, I may not like it, whenever the heck it comes out. Halo Wars 2 I heard is actually pretty good, though I haven't tried the first one yet, so I don't want to get the second one until I try the first. Though it hasn't sold very well, which is a shame because I heard it is a pretty decent game. But that's really the point. Microsoft's exclusives are slim pickings at this point, and they really have to do something about this. I mean, like, I'm hearing rumors there's going to be a sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest, which, okay, that's good. But I don't know what else really is coming out. I think there's one other shoot 'em up that's getting a physical release on the Xbox One at some point. If it's only on the Xbox One, then yeah, I'll probably grab it. But short of that, I'm not really seeing much for the Xbox One. I mean, I'm waiting. Microsoft, I want to get your system, but you have to give me a reason to, because I'm not a fanboy. I had an Xbox instead of a PlayStation 2 back during that generation, the 6th generation. And I really liked my Xbox, and I admit, I never thought I would get an Xbox 360. I had the PlayStation 3, and I didn't think I would have a reason to get an Xbox 360, but then I discovered the 360 had tons of shoot-em-ups physically, and yes, I just grabbed one a while ago, and I'm enjoying it, so I learned that lesson the hard way. But the Xbox One, I'm not seeing enough. Like, I'm seeing a few good ones and a few possibilities, but that's about it. Microsoft, you have to really nail your E3 with games. Like, you have to you need to really pull off some major surprises. Like, I know Japanese developers don't really want to work with Microsoft. I get that. I get that they can't do much about that. Even though I heard they're trying. Like, I heard Phil Spencer has gone to Japan and tried to work out deals. Maybe he was successful. And for all I know, maybe Microsoft has a ton of surprises behind the scenes that we don't know about. But they really need to get some freaking amazing games, or I'm going to say this. If they don't have some amazing stuff at this E3, Xbox is done. I mean, it won't go anywhere at this point, and Scorpio will not be a major success because I'm hearing all the issues about PlayStation 4 Pro and how developers are barely doing much to enhance the games. And let's be honest, it's going to be the exact same thing with the Scorpio unless the Scorpio sells like 20 million units. Maybe then, okay, developers will be like, okay, I need to do this. But short of that, it's going to be the same thing as the Pro. You're not going to see these amazing enhancements except from first-party studios. And honestly, Microsoft doesn't have that many first-party studios. And also, at this year's E3, Halo, which I don't really play, I'm not really interested in that, is not going to be there. And the Gears of War series, I heard that actually does look interesting, but that's not going to be there either. And the latest games from those franchises have been iffy, so that's the thing. Microsoft's franchises are not living up to expectations anymore, and they have to do something about that. The indie games seem to be what's compelling on the Xbox One right now, and while that's not a bad thing, but they need to really step up their game. I mean, Microsoft has so much money compared to Sony, which is struggling, and yet Sony's game studios are a million times better at this point. And Sony just seems to have a better relationship with third parties, because it's no secret. Microsoft seems to have a bad relationship with a lot of third-party developers, and it's catching up to them at this point. Microsoft, you have to really get some amazing stuff at E3. I mean, not only do you need to deliver like the games you promised for this year, but you need to really give us some major surprises and maybe even get some nostalgia, like maybe some HD remasters of some of your games from the original Xbox. Though I know you tried to do that with, I think it was Fable Legends, though I know you canceled that remake. I don't know why, maybe there was problems, but at this point, Microsoft, you have to really step up your game or you're not going to really succeed. Because that's the fact. Microsoft's exclusives, Microsoft's game lineup is just not very good. I mean, Sony's this year alone is amazing. In the last 6 months, Sony's game lineup has been amazing. You had Gravity Rush 2, The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, Neo, I mean, Nier Automata, or Nier Automata. All these games are amazing, and Microsoft are really not seeing much out of their corner at this point. Microsoft, I would like to get your system eventually if you give me a reason to, but right now a couple good games is just not enough. You give me enough good games, I will get your system, but short of that, I'm never going to get an Xbox One, especially since several of your games have also gone to PC. Like, you can actually get Ori and the Blind Forest on PC physically, and I think it's non-DRM, though I admit, I'm not a big PC gamer, but I admit it's almost tempting to get it on there instead, because then I don't have to buy an Xbox One. But it's not the case with all of their games, which is actually good for them in that sense. Microsoft, deliver some solid games, and we'll talk. I will consider getting your system. And I want you to succeed. I know competition is good for the industry, but right now you're not doing very well, and you need to step this up. Phil Spencer, bring us some goddamn games, and some really good ones. Please. Microsoft, I'll be watching your presentation, and I hope you deliver some amazing games. Alright guys, this is the end of my rant video for Microsoft for E3. I will talk to you guys later. This is the Entertainment Wizard, signing off.